it right now? I feel like I'm in a state of peace. Maybe it's, it's sort of peace before the storm, but I think it's peace nonetheless. Like, we've worked really hard, for the upcoming season and the film that we've shot. It's been a very grueling past 2 months, blood, sweat, and tears. I think everyone who's creative gets to this point where they've done all that they humanely, as humanely as possibly can, for their vision, whether it's, a series, whether it's a fashion show, whatever it may be. I think you reach a point where there's just peace. And I think that's where I am right now. Paris. But I think Paris will come second. I think the first destination I'll go is back home, where I'm originally from, my hometown, Kimberley, to see my family. I miss them quite a bit. And, whenever before everything happened, before lockdown, before COVID, I used to go there as much as I can because I always come back feeling very grounded. I think the past really does inform what I do. I feel like I'm a very nostalgic person, like very far away memories, whether that's childhood, things that happened many years back. I cling on to a lot of that, whether it's good memories or bad memories. I think I harbor a lot of what has happened to me, which I think is a good thing. So I'm a nostalgic person. I always love to look back in my work and see how I can interpret that, for the present. I think the two sort of really inform one another, so I refer to like the past, what has happened historically, what has happened culturally, and I sort of reinterpret it for the present, and I think maybe even the future. I think the two are inexplicably linked in that way. And I think the best example that I can give is, I have a garment from my previous collection. It's called the Basotho blanket poncho. So in my culture, because I'm Sotho, there's this blanket that we have as a people, it's called the Basotho blanket. And that speaks more towards the cultural side. So I think the best way I've interpreted it is to like take that print and, how special it is, but then put it on a sort of functional piece of ready to wear, like a poncho that you could just throw on, so it's about taking something from the past that, your heritage, whatever it may be, and merging it with a sort of modern sensibility. And I think that's where my brand exists, in the sort of intersection between past and future. I think it works in extremes, because on the one end, I know how valuable social media has been just for not only me as a person, because it exposes one to so many sort of things and so many people, but I think as a brand as well, I owe quite a bit to social media because I would sort of do shoots in my backyard or during school and upload those onto social media, and that's how I gained traction really, with people becoming more interested in the work that I do. So I have a very deep love and respect for social media. You always have to sort of rein myself back because it's just so easy to, at some point you scrolling and loving what you're seeing and being inspired by like all these people and, meeting all these people. At some point it can become quite overwhelming, it almost as if there's a digital fog in your head from just like being exposed to too much, if that makes sense. I think I have quite a few predictions, but I don't think they're predictions anymore because it's something that's actually happening. Yes, COVID left such carnage in its track. It was just so devastating for so many industries, so many people, so many livelihoods. But I think one thing we can sort of be happy about is some of the sort of parallel effects that COVID has had. And I think the one is really interrogating the wrongs or the ills of our industry. I think, instead of serious conversation like that being sort of just brushed under the the rug. I think we're really confronting really ingrained and very systemic problems within our industry, whether that's exploitation of workers, whether that's overproducing. I think definitely racism as well. I think we're staring at it in a bigger way. So I think there's just a reckoning happening just in general with our industry, and I'm very glad that it's happening, because it's helping us move towards an industry that is kinder to its people, I think, kindness really just runs a very long way. And I think our industry for a very long time lacked that quality, and the world at large lacked that quality before. So I think with what's happening, I think people are just starting to circle back to their humanity, which is great to see, and I hope it continues. Belief in yourself and the perseverance and belief in what you do helped me navigate so many pitfalls and so many mountains. And I think that would be my word of advice. I am a very sort of critical person, and that applies mainly to myself. But I think this year, actually last year and a bit of this year, I think what's great is that we're all recognizing that we were all just running on this hamster wheel, right? And we were all punishing ourselves and putting ourselves through really grueling situations and positions. And I think with what has happened from the past few months, I think it's given us an aerial view of our lives for us to be just a bit kinder to ourselves. It's something I've actually come to learn, that if something didn't come my way, like if an opportunity didn't come my way, if something didn't come right in my life, whatever it may be, most of the times when I look at it in hindsight, I can recognize that it happened for a reason, because it taught me to sort of approach it differently, think of it differently, or, come to realize that it wasn't for me at all, because I do deeply believe that whatever's meant for you in this world will circle back to you, no matter how, no matter what. So I think that's my own personal mantra. Whatever happens will happen for a reason.